path in words. And so what came out of this that the Mufti used for the Moresco people who were hiding their identity is that even though you are told or you have to testify that you are Catholics, if your heart is still on the faith, then you're still Muslim. Imagine this situation. We take it for granted. We walk around as Muslims. We think there's some pressure on us because they look funny at us at the airport. Imagine this situation that they're in. The Sheikh said to them, I know your situation. You can't show anything. So if you want to make salat, you got to make wudu. So walk along the street, make your intention inside, tap the wall. That's tayammum. You make salat with your eyes. Pray with your eyes. You want to give your zakat? Then give somebody a gift and make the intention of zakat. You want to maintain yourself, to maintain your deen, but they force you to marry in a church. And so you have to do it, but in the middle of the night, then have a nikah. They bury you in your death. You may be buried with the Trinity, but later on in the middle of the night, have your people make janazah for you. And so he gave them a system of resistance, how they could maintain their faith if they could not escape and make hijrah across to North Africa and into the Muslim world. He gave them a system by which they could maintain their faith, and by the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Andalusian people now are entering Islam in Spain right now. We take our religion for granted. We take it and we become stagnated. We become lazy in our deen. And the great scholars, in looking at these two terms, the first one is taqwa. The great scholars, in looking at this, said that taqwa is made up of al-khawf wal-raja. It is made up of fear and hope. And the ulama have told us, man raja shay'an talabahu. وَمَنْ خَافَ شَيْئًا هَرَبَ مِنْهُ وَمَنْ رَجَعَ الْغُفْرَانِ مَعَ الْإِسْرَاءِ فَهُوَ مَغْرُورٌ. They said to us that whoever hopes in something, he requests it, he wants it, so he moves towards it. And if you fear something, then you run from it. So there's action involved in this. You're stimulated one way or the other. But whoever asks for forgiveness and continues to do wrong, that person is deluded. That person is in a state of deception. They are in an illusion. And this is the situation that Muslims find themselves in many parts of the world. And the evil one, wa'iyadhu billah, is coming at us in a way that probably he never came to people before. To make us feel satisfied with the life of this world, satisfied with our religion. We strive to a certain extent. You will see Islamic movement. We will put on the clothes, we will make the slogans, we will make salat, and we will do what appears to be, you know, our fundamentals of Islam, and then we relax. And we say, I'm over. We are the successful ones. We are firqatun najiyah. We are the one who will enter paradise. Then we start to relax. We become stagnated. But the scholars have shown us that your taqwa stimulates you. If you fear Allah Azza wa Jal, you hope in His mercy, you strive for this consciousness, it's action. You are involved in your action. Once you become stagnated, once you slow down and stop, and feel that you made it, then you're deceived. This is the delusion now that we need to consider when we take things for granted. Some people are fooled by their families, and we see it very often happen. They will say, well, I come from a part of the world where there's Muslims, there's great madrasas, I don't have to study. I don't have to give sadaqah. My mother used to give sadaqah. So the earthquake happened in Haiti, so people are suffering. I don't have to give toward this. The United Nations will give toward this. Why do I have to do anything to help the poor? The people are suffering in Gaza, they are surrounded. But why do I have to, they'll make it out. I have to deal with my own family. Because my father was a great struggler. My mother used to give sadaqah. So we think because of our family that it is all right, but we are being deluded. Never forget the story of Nuh alayhi salam. His own son turned against him. Look at the case of Ibrahim alayhi salam. His father was an idol maker. Turned against him. Lut alayhi salam, his wife turned against him. And so your family, this is not enough. Your generation, because you speak a certain language, you come from a certain part of the world, that is not enough now. We are being deluded and should be involved in consistent action. Some people have good deeds and bad deeds. They think that their good deeds will be enough for them. They make istighfar 100 times after Salat al-Fajr. And they think that because they've made their istighfar, they count their things. They go to Mecca and they count. Okay, now I'm in the masjid, Masjid al-Haram in Mecca, that's 100,000 times. And then I'm praying a Jamaat prayer, that's time 27. And then I'm on Hajj, and they start multiplying things up. So I must have about 2 billion hasanat. So now I can go home, I can do what I want. I can swear, drink some alcohol, fornicate, because I got 2 billion hasanat. So like my scale is going to be so heavy on one side that, I can do what I want because it's still not tipping up. He is being deluded. He's being fooled. He thinks that he is successful. But the shaitan, wa'iyadu billah, has scooped him up and has taken him off the path. Other people, they're even in a deeper situation. And this is something that we need to study. Go over it over and over again. Try to understand what is happening to us in this section. There are some people who study the books and they know about deception. They can tell you, but they don't apply it to themselves. They will tell you all the verses, all the ayahs, but they don't do it themselves. They just intellectually know it. And they forget that Allah says, when He speaks to us about the soul, قَدْ أَفْلَحَ مَنْ زَكَّاهَا وَقَدْ خَابَ مَنْ دَسَاهَا. That the one who is successful is the one who purifies his soul. And the one who leaves his soul, that is the person who will be unsuccessful, and that is the person who will be defeated. And so it is action. It's not enough to say it. Then we have another group that's even deeper than that. We have another group who claim that you should not only say it, but you should do it. And they talk about action, and they will do some of the things, but they don't apply it completely to their hearts. They leave their heart alone. They practice Islam on the outside, and you will see them. They will make salat first in line. They will fast in Ramadan. They will have the clothes of Islam. They will have the appearance. They claim to be the successful Muslims, but he's jealous. He's jealous of you. He has this evil spirit. He looks at you, and instead of trying to find, some way to help you, he's trying to find out what's wrong with you. Brother, your pants are too long. Your beard. Sister, there's a little hair sticking out of your khimar, sister. This is not right. And they will look for faults that you're doing. And instead of giving you nasiha to support you, you find something wrong with your brother and your sister, and you try to help them, they will use it against you to try to bring you down. This person is also deluded. A person on the path who thinks that they're 100% Muslim. But they are being deluded. And a person who doesn't even look like them, who may seem like a simple person, that person may be the one on the path. The real awliya is not necessarily the ones with the long thobes and the giant hats and turbans and all the things. The real awliya is probably the person who's sweeping the masjid.